Hey guys, welcome to Celia's Playlists. We're doing another interview today, and I'm so excited to have Karina Nestal here today. So, Karina is a vibrant bilingual singer and songwriter with 7 albums and 25 years of international performing experience, which is amazing. She has collaborated on tracks with artists and renowned music producers from all over the world. Right now, she's living in Texas, where she performs with her band, The Cosmic Cats. How's it going, Karina?
It's great, Celia. How are you?
I am good. It's a busy day here at the studio, but it's always a busy day here at the studio. Hopefully, you're having an awesome week down there.
That's good news.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, I want to have you tell us a little bit more about you and your career, but I do want to mention that we just realized that we are Taurus buddies. We are,
Yes,
spiritual girlies, Taurus buddies, and this is going to be a really fun interview.
I
So,
love it.
so Karina, tell us a little bit more about you, and then we'll get things.
Absolutely. So I'm a Texas girl. I was born and raised in Texas. I did live out in LA for about 8 years, and I have been into music since I was a wee little girl. I always wanted to sing. I saw Gloria Stefan and the Miami Sound Machine. I heard the song Conga, and I was just like, oh my God, that's what I want to do. I want to sing and I want to dance and I've literally been doing it ever since.
I love that. And there was a point in time where, and if I give anyone that can find this on the internet credit, like that I did a karaoke game show, and I got the category of Latin music, and
Ooh.
I do not speak Spanish, and it was either going to be conga, macarena, or something from Celia Cruz because
Ooh.
my name is Celia
Right.
and Celia, and I thought it would be fun. But then I just like literally stared at the karaoke mix, and I was like, I do not speak Spanish. So I give you credit for being able to sing in more than one language. I know that you are a bilingual singer. What have you noticed about, I guess, the two sides of the industry? Because it's two different languages, and the industries probably act slightly different.
Wow, that's a really good question. So I've definitely noticed that the crossover is becoming more and more embraced as time goes. I remember being about 18 or 19 when Ricky Martin came out with La Vida Loca, Christina Aguilera came out with Genie in a Bottle. And even though it wasn't a Spanish song per se, we knew that she was a Latina. And so I knew that Latin artists were starting to be embraced more, but just Latino America in general, like having artists like Shakira, even like an actress like Sofia Vergara, like people like that have really done their work crossing over has opened doors more for Latin artists and Latinas like me.
I love that, and I love to hear that because I feel like in more recent years, representation has been really important, and it's been something that has been growing more so in the past years. And I'm glad that both you singing, because we're gonna get into that, and we're gonna get into the Cosmic Cats, but also like in larger media, there has been more representation of different ethnicities and groups all across the board. So
Yes.
I'm going to circle this back around. So I know that you have a lot of experience, both as a solo artist, if I'm correct, but
Mhm.
also with the Cosmic Cats. Can you tell me a
Yes.
little bit about the Cosmic Cats?
Absolutely. The Cosmic Cats are just that. They're extremely cosmic. We have so much fun working together. They're such creatives. Sometimes I call them space cadets because they just like somehow lose themselves in the dimension. But they're a lot of fun. They're very creative. We all bring songs to the table for the group, and it's Theo the blind bassist. He's incredible. He plays an upright bass and the electric bass. It's Marcos on trumpet, and he's got like a melodica and all kinds of other little instruments he plays. He's very entertaining. And then there's Monsi, who's he's a very like humble but like extremely bright engineer who's invented a few things. Then there's Rick, who goes by Lion 808. He's an incredible drummer. We've been on tour together, and he's actually kind of one of my big brother mentors. So it's the five of us, and I'd say between all of us, we have. I mean, I would be dating myself if I told you we have like over 120 years of experience collectively.
That's
But
fun though. That's a fun
yes,
statistic.
it is. It is. I mean, these guys are veterans and they're hardcore players. They're very entertaining, and we play everything under the sun. Right now, we're having a lot of fun playing our originals along with 80s covers.
Ooh, 80s covers. Is it like
Yes.
80s pop covers or like 80s rock covers? What I'm very curious because 80s is like a near and dear time in my musical history. I mean, I wasn't around for the 80s, but I listened
Right.
to them all the time.
Yes, yes. So it's stuff like Hall and Oates, Tracy Chapman, what else? Like Gloria Stefan, Saya Cruz. We mix it up. George Michael.
Hmm.
So we mix up a lot of different stuff because our stuff is majority Latin based, Latin hip hop, Latin pop. And we do some in English, some house blends, like house music blend stuff, but we have a lot of fun with it and the crowd really gets into it.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. And are you guys working on anything original right now? Because I know that you mentioned that you guys do originals, and then I asked you about what kind of covers you do. But what exactly? Tell me a little bit about your Cosmic Cats originals.
Our originals are pretty far out. Like these guys, because we all come from different backgrounds. The two main core guys from the Cosmic Cats have a jazz background.
Mm.
So they're jazz guys. And then Rick, the drummer, has more of a like break beat freestyle background. And then Monsi has, I mean, he's got a pretty eclectic background too. And he's Mexican and Cuban like me, so we always say primos, like cousins. We're cousins, but we're doing stuff like some alternative stuff, some reggaeton stuff. We're doing some like kind of Latin jazzy stuff. So it's a nice blend of things, and I like to incorporate my Latin raps in there, like my Spanish raps, my Latin hip hop, because that's my background. Like I came up on all kinds of music, but like hip hop was really big for me growing up.
I always love to hear where people's inspiration comes from because, like, for me, like, my dad listened to rock music and my mom listened to, like, pop music on the radio. So, like, it was very different. But, like, then, like, when you develop your style, you develop that style based off of, like, your influences, I guess, both as a child, but, like, what you find along the way. So,
Yes.
it's really interesting to hear that because not that like I didn't hear these kinds of music, but it might not have been what was on in the car when I was riding around as a kid. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. And it's funny you should mention that, you get influenced by what you're growing up to because my dad's Cuban. So I was growing up to like salsa and merengue. My mom's Mexican. So I was growing up to like mariachi and Spanish doo-wop and Spanish rock even. And then like my siblings, my sister was into rock. We went to sleep to the Doors 12-inch every night. And then my brother was into hip hop. He was into like Run DMC.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it was like I just loved it all. And I sort of incorporated the hip hop tone and like the house music cuz house music was really big when I was growing up and I loved to dance and everything. So I mean, it's just a blend of everything. When I say it's a fusion, it really is, and it's all influenced my music.
Maybe it's a Taurus thing because
Yes.
I saw a meme on Instagram once where it said if there was going to be one thing that the Tauruses were known for, it would be a like magic that comes around music, if that makes
Yes.
sense. So I'm very much a very musically diverse person, and it sounds like you are too. And I
Yes.
know that you also have been very musically diverse in your solo career. I know that you've
Yes.
hit a lot of different areas, and like, what has been, I guess, your some of your favorite highlights from that?
Mm. That's a great question. I think some of my best highlights would be some of the dance music stuff, because I've been able to lock in on the house music, and house is sort of fleeting in the sense that you're not going to hear it on on the billboards. Maybe now a little more, but it's slow. EDM is like making a big splash, but before it was like you'd hear one great song and you wouldn't hear that person anymore. Like Crystal Waters' Gypsy Woman, or like Robin S. Show Me Love, or one of those songs. And so I love that now, not only are pop singers sort of crossing over into EDM, but they're also making a bigger splash to bring more awareness to dance music, because dance music is very like plur, it's very positive, peace, love, unity, respect. And we need more of that in the world.
Karina, you need to make me a playlist because everything that you've
I will.
been
I
everything that you've
will.
been dropping in terms of songs on here, I'm just like, ooh, that's a good one. Oh, wait, that's a great one. Uh, but
Yeah, because a good song's a good song. I know you can relate. Like,
mhm.
a good song's a good song. It doesn't matter what kind of genre it is,
Oh,
and it all
definitely.
deserves a playlist.
That's true, and it all the best part of a song is when it can make you feel something. So that's
Yes,
a personal note on that. Like that's how I always like decide what's going to be on my playlists because I'm like, oh, this feeling goes with everything else on this playlist. So that
exactly.
fun fact for anyone out there that's trying to figure out how I pick these songs. I go, ooh, that one hurt. Okay, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, and
Um,
you've got some fun playlists. Like, you've got some stuff worth listening to. I could tell you've got a good ear for what you're putting together.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I'm trying. There was one thing that I thought was really interesting in the bio that you had provided to me that I would love to touch on. You actually had gone on tour with the armed forces. Is that correct?
Yes, Armed Forces Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most incredible experience. We toured through the Middle East, and we were on the bases with the military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. And I've never felt like a bigger celebrity in my life. Like, they were lining up for autographs and pictures, and it was just such a rewarding experience, because I can't see myself putting on combat boots and going, and into war or something. But I would definitely go and entertain those that, take the time to protect our liberties, and do what they can to protect us as citizens. So that was very, very rewarding. And shout out to Armed Forces Entertainment for making it happen.
I think that that's such a unique experience, especially because, like, it's essentially helping with the morale and helping, bring
Yes.
people together. And that's one of the things that I feel like people forget, whether it's like, obviously that's a larger example, but like even in the workplace or even in the community, bringing people together and bringing people, bringing their vibrations up. It's
Yes.
something that you don't really see prioritized as much these days, but it is very important. And I'm glad that someone somewhere decided that they were going to, do these kinds of events for the armed forces. And they definitely, from what I've just heard, appreciated it. So that's an amazing thing.
Yes, they were so grateful. I mean, the amount of gratitude is forever etched in my heart.
I love that. I'm going to circle back to a larger question, and we're going to get towards the end of this interview. And, you know, not that I don't love talking to you, but
We'll have to have our
it has
close
to
chats
end.
more regularly.
Oh yeah, 100%. Now we know. Now we know. But what is your favorite part of the I guess the process of making music? Is it the writing process? Is it collaborating with others? Like, what is the part of the process that speaks to your soul?
I love all of it, but I think recording is actually where it's at. I still get very nervous, but I really appreciate just kind of even the mess ups and going back and fixing it, because sometimes you'll do like 50 takes, on and so I try to do as much pre-production as I can, getting the song and the lyrics and everything down. But recording is so much fun because you get a finished product.
I understand that. And I actually have done some recording here at the studio. Not me. It
Yay!
wasn't me on the microphone, but like, getting to walk through that experience with people. It is a very rewarding thing, because by the time you have your finished product, you see how much work and how much time and care is put into everything. So I definitely see why you love that part.
Yes, it
I
is
guess
great.
I have like one more question for you. I'm looking at the time. I was like, this is supposed to be 15 minutes, but this is a little more than 15 minutes. You have great vibes. Um,
Thank you, Celia. You too.
oh, thank you, thank you. If you had someone come up to you today and say, I want to get into creating music, or I want to start playing music, but I don't know where to start, what would be your like big piece of takeaway advice for that person?
I would say start creating content no matter how bad you think it is. Start your YouTube channel, start your Instagram reels, TikTok reels. You can even slide the same video across all of them, and just start somewhere. Don't worry about how perfect it is or how good it is. Just start and you will improve. I'm decent, but I definitely didn't start decent. So start somewhere and just, put your heart in it and be authentic, just be yourself, and you're going to find your tribe.
I 100% agree with that. It is a practice thing, you know. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, especially with like even with music, practicing your own music, but also practicing creating. It's a
Absolutely.
muscle. You got to build
Yes.
that. You got to build that
Strengthen it.
muscle.
Yes.
So, Karina, do you have any last words of wisdom that you would like to share with the audience?
Um just be authentic, be yourself. Whoever's going to love you will love you, and put your blockers on for those who don't, and stay at it. Do what you love, follow your dreams. Life is too short, and we just have to keep on trucking no matter what.
I love that. So, Karina, where can people find you if they would like to follow you and or collaborate with you?
Karina Nistal, pretty much across the board. That's KarinaNistal, all one word. And I'm always around, so feel free to reach out. And I'm always open to collaborations.
Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out
Thank
with me today. You
you.
have
Mwah.
such great vibes, and I'm so glad we did this. And
Me too.
we'll
Thank you for
definitely
having
have to
me.
keep. Well, you're welcome. We're gonna have to keep to like up with each
We'll
other
have to stay
after.
in touch. Yes. Forest
Definitely.
vibes.
Yes, 100%. But on that note, let's say goodbye to everyone, and
Bye,
I will
everyone.
see you guys at the next interview.
Take care.